Okay. Now, here's how I make a scarf. Now first, you have the ball of yarn, the sachet yarn that you bought. Normally people want to, you know, pull the end piece from in the middle and pull it out and work with it that way. Do not do that. If you do that, it's just going to be a tangled up, like all wrapped around, like horrible mess, and you'll get mad, and then you will say screw this scarf because it's stupid and this is dumb. Trust me, I did it at first too. So what I do is I find the end for the outside that's on the outside, and I take it and what I do is I just go like this and I make a pile, and it'll be on as it's unraveling from the ball. It's good to do if there's like not cats around that like to play with yarn balls, because it bounces around as you're unraveling it. The cats like to attack it and play with it. It happens all the time. So that's how I do that. So it'll come out a little decent, and it won't be all, you know, tangled around like that and make it a pain in the butt. I have a pile right here from another thing I was working on, left over. It was from one of those skirts I made. So if you're making the scarf, then you'll unravel the whole ball, because you'll obviously be using it. And once I have the pile, which is, you know, really big, a lot bigger than this one, I find the end, and I like to take that, and this part right here with the little pretty sparklies, that's the bottom part. And I like to take it and just spread it apart. I like to do this a couple times back and forth because I like it to be apart so that it is easier to work with as you're making the scarf, because if it's not, then it's annoying and harder to work with. So I'll go through, you know, a couple times back and forth, spreading the stuff apart. Once you get the hang of it and you know how hard you can pull without ripping it or anything, you get a lot faster at it, and you can go through it a lot faster when you're spreading it apart, so it won't take as long. Some people don't like doing this, but I do. I think it makes it so that it goes faster and easier when you are working on your scarf, because you're not having to deal with stopping and unraveling and spreading it out as you're working on your scarf. You've already got it done and it's there ready for you, so you don't have to keep stopping and doing it. And then once you start working on your scarf, then you can just continue to work on it. You don't have to stop, and it goes much faster if you ask me. So what you do first to start out is you want to take this and fold it in half, or fold it over a little bit. Like I usually go 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th stitch I hold and go like this, or the 4th loop. Oh yeah, you see there's top loops, the tippy top loops up here. Those are the ones that we're going to be working on. You can work in any of them, but I usually make mine using the top loops because they look slightly different if you use the other loops, and I'm not sure if I really like them. So again, I go in 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th loop I hold and I fold it over. So now you can see that there's, you know, 2 sets of loops. So I want to skip this first set right here and put my hook through these 2 like that. So there's 2 on there, but that's only going to start or count as one loop. But that's so that it brings the end in, so that it doesn't, you don't have to like tie it off or anything. It just brings it in, so it's, you can't really see it or tell that it's there. It makes it look nicer. Now, what I usually do is I want to have 6 loops on the hook. But like I said, it looks like, you know, there's 2 on here, but technically it's only 1. So there's 1 loop here, and then what I want to do is I want to skip this loop right here and go into the next one. So now there's 2. Now I like to skip every other because I like the way it looks. And I like doing 6 loops because I like the way that looks also. You can do as many or as little loops as you want. If you do less loops, your scarf will be longer and thinner. If you do more loops on your hook, it will be thicker and shorter. And 6 loops seem to be the perfect spot that I like to make them a good length and still be fluffy. So there's 1, 2, skip this one, go into this one, it's 3, and then you skip the next one and go into this one, that's 4, and then you skip this one and go into the next, so that's 5 loops on your hook. 1, 2, well, these 2 count as 1, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you skip the next one and go to this one, and then that's 6. So now you have your 6 loops on here that you want to do your stuff with. And now what I do after I have 6 loops on there, I skip one and go to the next one and put 7. So there's 7 loops all together on here. But what I do is I take the 7th loop and I bunch these ones together and I pull the 7th loop through all 6 loops that were on the hook. So now that's 1 row. And now I'm going on to the next one. So you can see there's kind of a loop here, but that's already being used, so you don't count that one. The next one that you see that's like this, that's the one you count. So there's 1 on your hook, you skip that one, go into this one, so now there's 2. Now you skip that one and go into this one, so now there's 3, skip, go into the next one, 4, you skip, go into the next one, 5, now you skip, go into the next one, 6. Now you have 6 loops and you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you skip that one, go into this one, and put 7 loops on there. Now you take that 7th loop and pull it through all 6 loops. So you're gonna keep doing that till you get to the end. I'm gonna do another row here a second because I want to show you what happens if you run into a knot, and also how to finish it off. So I'm gonna do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 7th one, and pull it through. Oh, now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Pull through. And then every once in a while I like to just do this and mess around with it. Now sometimes you'll see something like this. I'll show you how to make it so you can't really see that, and show you how to, you can just snip it at an angle so that it is hidden a little more. But once you have more on here and it's a little more fluffy and stuff, then you won't have that problem. It usually hides itself. So now, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7th, and pull through. Now you're working a little bit. So now, let me grab my scissors. I decided to leave them on the other side of the room. Okay. Now, let's say you come across let's say you're working along, you know, or untangling your yarn, and you come across a knot where the yarn has been attached because they ran out and they had to attach more. This happens sometimes. It's annoying and it's a hassle, but it's a very simple, easy trick. What you got to do is you take your scissors and cut as close to the knot as you can, and cut that. And you're like, oh no, now it's in 2 pieces, what do I do? Well, you gotta cut the knot, cut the other side of the knot, cut it off so the knot is gone. No more knot, no more pain in the butt knot. So what you'll do is you wanna, you know, work until you got about, I don't know, till you have a few more stitches on the thing that you have. So there's 2, 3, 4, and then once you do 4, what you want to do is you want to put both on, so there will be 2 loops. So you got 4, and then you go, and then you want to see the top of this, the new one, you want to put that on there, so that's 4, and then you go and you skip 1 and go into this one, so that's 5. But you also want to skip 1 and go into this one and the next one, so that's also 5. And then you want to skip 1, go into the next one for 6. You want to skip 1, go into the next one for another 6. Now there's not a way to skip this one and go to the next one, so you just leave that, and then you go and you skip 1, go into the next one, so that's 7. And you take all these loops, which are 6, but really there's a couple extra because you added that new one, and you take that and pull it through, and that's how you attach a new thing of yarn if you run into a knot at all. It's very annoying, but once you get the hang of it, it's just very simple, because it's almost pretty much just like you're starting out your scarf. So it's pretty simple. Then you just continue to work as normal. You skip 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you go to the 7th one and you pull through, and you can see how it's like starting to look more like a scarf. So let's say you're to the end of your scarf now, okay? Oh, I made my whole scarf. I'm to the end. What you want to do is You want to wrap it around a little bit like that. And the loop that's on your hook, you want to hook this yarn and pull it through that loop. Just like that. And then you want to take it and make a knot. And you knot it. You can do it twice if you want, to make sure it's nice and secure, but if you pull it tight enough, you shouldn't have to. And then that, whatever extra, it's usually when you have about an inch left, that's when you'll, you know, do the ending part, is when you have about an inch left, and then you snip that extra off, just like that, and then you'll take your scarf and you'll fluff it around, and this stuff will fall, so it will hide it, so you won't see that knot. And also, once your scarf's made up more, it'll hide where you added the new thing of yarn. But if for some reason you can see it, all you really gotta do is just take your scissors and like cut it diagonally, snip it a little bit, and it should, you know, you shouldn't see it. Now, to fix this on this end, all you'll do is you can go from the bottom and go up this way, and you snip it at an angle just like that, and it'll hide it, and then your scarf will look pretty like the one that I made for you. I hope I explained this good enough and you can understand. If not, let me know and I'll see if I can figure out how to explain it better, or show you better. So I hope this works. This is my first how-to video, so feel special. Have fun.